Watch who?
Hello.
And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
I've just thought I probably should say I'm also a Torchwood fan. But am I? Yeah, I think I am.
Dum dum dum.
Never thought. I'm a Worlds of Doctor Who fan.
I'm still watching it for the first time.
And you're watching all of this for the first time, yes. And, what's that in the distance? There's a plane.
Is it a bird?
It's a plane. There's a plane coming over there. Let's watch it land.
Lonely Land.
So it's...
What message that would be that comes through? That's very subtly not mentioned, but...
What is it?
The message that comes through about that plane.
Well, it's all on the computer at Torchwood, isn't it?
They just get a message that a plane's coming from a time.
Yeah, well, Tosh has got, everything ready for, all the rips in the rift that are coming through, and they've got an alert, and they're get down to the Vale of Glamorgan aircraft hangar or wherever it is. Anyway, it's the Torchwood episode Out of Time this week, everybody. And I love this episode. I love an out of time story. Someone misplaced in time. That Whoopi Goldberg film where she goes back to medieval times.
Oh, you love that film.
I thought that was a great, all that kind of stuff.
You love that film.
Next Sunday, it's a premiere movie event when Whoopi Goldberg goes back in time.
Ow!
Now, history
Behold, Camelot. You poke me with that thing again, I'm gonna hurt you.
will be a thing of the past.
Right on. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's a thing.
Whoopi Goldberg, A Night in Camelot. ABC next Sunday at 7, 6 Central.
That was a Sunday afternoon, wasn't it? We
did watch it. We did watch it. I can't remember what it's called, and we have talked about it before.
Remember.
I love that kind of concept.
It happened. Is it in the top films of all time?
Well, no, but it's a fun film.
It was a Sunday afternoon film, and we enjoyed it, and we had a good laugh.
So I'm sensing you're not feeling the vibes of Out of Time.
I didn't look. Oh gosh, it's so tricky. I didn't hate it. There's been worse episodes this season. I'll say that now. It's just really cringe. And I feel like if Luke was here, he'd be like, yeah, but that's the best part of it.
That's what it's all about.
There are just some elements that are really, really cringe. Favourite elements of this story were Reese coming back. We haven't seen Reese in ages. I was really happy to see Reese back. The concept I like the idea of people coming through and they just when they went through Asda and all that sort of stuff. The concept and the idea of it I liked. Him finding his son or trying to find his son because he had that sort of connection. I think that's maybe where it ends for me.
Okay, well, I've got a way because essentially it's three people. They come back from the 1950s through the rift. They land and Torchwood takes them in. We basically essentially have three separate stories for the three characters. So we've got Emma, Diane, and John are the three that come through time.
Yeah.
Right? So I thought maybe we should talk about each of the three stories. And I've got, those Battles in Time Doctor Who cards. When we played Guess the Monster and there was a picture of a monster on the
all
cards.
Right, yeah.
So there's Torchwood cards of that, right?
Okay.
So I've got here the three cards of our three Out of Time characters.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Here. So we'll take each one and we'll just talk about their story because they are quite separate in the end.
They are, yeah.
So I'm going to shuffle these cards here and you choose which one we're going to talk about first.
The middle one.
Middle one. Okay. All right. So that is Diane Holmes.
Of course it is.
Look, weather conditions are the same as the day we arrived. That rift will open again. I can feel it.
Diane, listen to me. There is no way back. You cannot get home.
Then it will take me somewhere new.
And we can look at their stats and see if they actually match up to what happens to them as well.
Okay.
So Diane, so she's the pilot of the plane. She's like, I was going to say she's like Amelia Earhart, but she doesn't even actually mention Amelia Earhart, doesn't she? She's like, oh,
she does, yeah.
this is what's happened to me. Is that what happened to her? I mean, my notes on Diane is she gets with Owen. That is her storyline, basically.
And I think that's maybe what annoyed me the most about it. Because she's such a cool character, and that is her storyline. Her storyline, her entire storyline is to serve Owen.
It's so weird. Why is everybody going after it? So Owen, right, we found out he slept with Susie, he slept with Gwen. I think he slept with Karis in the sex gas one because he was naked in a cell. And
nearly did. He slept with Tosh.
Oh, he hasn't?
Yeah. She said that they've been together. She wanted more, I think.
No, they kissed at New Year's. They haven't slept with each other. They haven't slept with each other. And, well, he uses the spray a lot in that first episode. Like, it's so weird. Why? Like, and he totally just comes onto us straight away.
Oh, yeah, he's not even so... I think that's what I found so cringe. Because you know Owen as a character. I found it really cringe, him straight away coming onto her. And in my head, I'm thinking, this character is from a different time. I'm like, is she aware how he's coming onto her? Maybe not. Or like, is she? I don't know.
Yeah. And like, he was obsessed with Gwen a couple of episodes ago. Totally obsessed. And it's a shame. I mean, we get to see Owen's flat again. Very nice flat. Yeah,
I looked it up. Owen's flat. Are you ready for this? It's St. David's Hotel.
Yes, it is. Because those lovely views of the bay through the window. Diane came through and got a lovely flat. At least she visited somewhere really nice. So, but it's still very empty and office-like you said. These are pretty much... I'm trying to talk about Diane, but all I can talk about is Owen, which is really annoying, which shows you what her story is. Because he starts buying her gifts and stuff. And what does he do? He takes her out on that car park and buys her a dress.
Yeah, she looks amazing. He tries to get her a plane. They dance on a car park. They have two sex scenes. Well, they have one that we don't see.
Oh, God, I hate their sex scenes so much.
That's the second sex, as we'll call it, because the first one we don't see. The first one is just the aftermath of them in bed, right? It's the afterglow. The second one, we get the hump, right?
Oh my God, it's awful. It's the worst. It's so horrible.
It's so awkward. I couldn't even really look. I had to look at my phone. I was like, there is no chemistry here. It's the most awkward thing to watch. And it's not, the thing is, it's not badly acted. So I don't feel like either of them are doing a bad job at the acting. I don't feel like he's doing a bad job or it's not bad. It's just awkward. And part of it is because I don't really care about her at this point because I feel like, why are you sleeping with Owen? And I really don't care about him because I'm like, why are you just sleeping with another girl that you've just met? Like, I just don't care about them enough to just go along on this.
If it was you come through from the 1950s, you're in that. She spends half her time in that flat with Owen. Like, you look out the window at the whole new world that you've just come into.
Asda. She spent it in
Asda in Owen's bed.
And Owen's flat. I mean, no wonder she wanted to get out. And on a rooftop. Like, no wonder she wanted to get back in her plane and fly off.
I know. And bananas were 95p.
I know. Like, she was excited by a banana. It should have been a sign to him.
She was excited by a banana. And then...
I don't know. For her in particular, you know, she flies planes, and I kind of wanted a bit more of a... I got really excited at the idea of her... Well, not excited. I wasn't excited by much of the story, to be honest. But the idea of her being like, I want to understand and know this new world. That's a really cool... She's sort of embracing this new world. And in the end, she just got back in her plane and thought, yeah, I might go through the rift again.
So Owen got her that flying lesson and then it was double booked or whatever and she couldn't go. She could have just waited a few days. I think if she got into a plane and gone up there and seen the world, it could have been a different story, but it was double booked, so she just went to die. Yeah, actually, no, she also got to see that Chinese restaurant. They went to the Pearl of the Orient.
Yeah, and she had a Chinese.
And she had a Chinese. I thought there was going to be a bit more to her because, yeah, like she was saying about all the engineering and everything. And yeah, it's just she's stuck with Owen. And then and then when she goes, She decides he doesn't want her to go. She goes, and you know that he's just going to be totally over it by next week.
Part of me was like, I don't think he will. I think like that's going to be his story now.
But then why
Being
suddenly
really
her? He's never had that kind of characteristic before, where he's like buying her dresses and stuff and all of that. He doesn't seem like that character at all. And then suddenly it's like he's totally in love with her.
And well, he says it, doesn't he? Maybe it's because it's someone that actually challenged him. Maybe it's because it's someone so different that he has no choice but to. Maybe it's someone that's actually available and isn't like giving into him in the same way.
Yeah, but I know there was too many sex scenes. Actually, there was 3 sex scenes. There was like when we first saw them, that was afterwards. Then they go again.
Yeah.
And then later on, at least 3 lots of sex. He's got a lot of sex in the series. Just say that. Anyway, so her card says Diane Holmes. Diane was a pilot who came through the rift from 1953 to the present day and was desperate to return. It doesn't say after sleeping with Owen. So her stats, though, it says her intelligence is 39, her agility 43. Well, probably.
What are they out of?
I think 100. Her stamina 58, special abilities 33. She could fly a plane.
Yeah.
And fear factor 19. Intelligence 39 is no, that's not enough. So I don't agree with those. So that's Diane. Then we have our other characters. Choose one.
Which is your left?
This is my left.
Okay, you're right then.
My right.
My left.
That is John Ellis.
John.
Alan, it's me, your dad. I got you that football annual you wanted for Christmas, Alan. It was in my desk drawer. Alan, please.
Everything all right?
He remembered who won the FA Cup final when he was a boy.
He sometimes remembers snippets from his childhood. It's quite common with dementia.
When's Dad coming, Ma'am?
I'm not your mum, love.
Alan. Who are you?
John fell through the rift from 1953 and couldn't cope with being unable to return to his own time. So this is an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, none of them are that fascinated for very long. It's that, wow, you can see the future, but also, wow, like, everyone you know is, like, in the past. Yeah, he's obviously his the most tragic story as well. He reminded me at times a little bit like, well, the way that he treats Emma, because it feels like he's treating her like his daughter or something, but he's not. He's just somebody from that time. Like when we talked about the dad in The Idiot's Lantern, he's from that time. It's just how he knows how things are. And I think it's so terrible. So they come through the rift, right? And Torchwood are there, fine. Why don't Torchwood units, someone have some kind of facility? They send them to that hostel, that awful hostel, the same night, and just be like, there you go, get on with it. Like, they've literally just landed. Isn't there like a secure facility or something within all this secret government stuff, rather than we'll just put you up in this dodgy hostel? I think that's really out of order. That is really terrible.
Well, they put them in that hostel. They do give them like a small budget that they're going to like get them used to. Yanto's sort of supposed to be like their guardian in that sense.
Yeah, but like their first night, straight away in this random place, which I don't know anything. Gwen's like, all right, see you later. Like, they will, Jack and that drops them off. So no wonder they're not coping very well. And then he goes to that empty house where he's...
To be honest, I think part of it's more of a reflection on the nature of Torchwood. It's a very Torchwood thing, isn't it? It's sort of like, well, we've got, like, even Jack's like, they've given them different identities and stuff. There's a real lack of reflection on personal.
That's it, yeah.
So, Owen's whole flat is like an empty office. There's nothing there. It's an empty room. He's like, oh, I'm hardly here. Gwen doesn't even talk about it. Like her home partner, understandably, and we'll get to it, gets upset with her. Like their whole lives are lies and messes, and they don't talk amongst themselves. They have no like outlets for anything. They're all mess. So of course they think that's the best thing to do. It's kind of a reflection of Torchwood itself to think that's what's the best thing to do. Oh, well, we'll put them up somewhere to sleep. That is what they think is the best thing to do.
Yeah, it's such a strange thing, and obviously they're not going to cope. And he's in the pub with Jack, and obviously he's trying to look for his family. And that's like the most emotional bit, isn't it? You know, where he goes to find his son, and his son's in the kind. That I think's really well done.
It is, yeah,
really good. And you know, something, you know, you'd only get that in like a sci-fi type story, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I keep watching what's that thing that Davina presents? Long Lost Families. It's like a scene from Long Lost Families, and they keep coming up. I'm on the algorithm for that now, and those clips keep coming up. I'm like crying every single time I watch one of those scenes. It is really sad, and just the acting in that. So that is a highlight of this episode, definitely that scene. Yeah, and then he wants to kill himself as well.
Yeah, which actually surprised me. And then it didn't surprise me. I was a bit like, oh, and then I thought, no, actually, this doesn't surprise me.
It didn't surprise me. And then when Jack was like, oh, sort of let him do it, that was more surprising.
Really?
I sort of had a vague memory of him wanting to do that, but I thought Jack saved him or stopped him, but no, it's just sort of quite a tragic ending. And obviously Jack, because he can't die, he can sit in the car with him and everything. That's, again, something only that would happen in Torchwood, wouldn't it?
Anyone else, I'd be like, I get it. You obviously want to save them, but this isn't a normal situation. This is someone that is pulled out of time. This is someone that's not in their right time in any sense. So it's a different situation. It's not like someone that's struggling in a world. Like, he has no connection to this world. He has it'd literally be someone starting over in a world they have no understanding, in their 40s, in a world they have no understanding of, that is so far from what they know and believe. And that's really evident in the way that he talks with Emma and deals with Emma. And when Jack talks about, oh, you could start over and stuff, and there's an element where he's like, I can't. And he kind of knows that himself. Like, I've been a father, I've done all this, I've been married, I've had my life, and I don't want to start over. And I think he sort of accepts. And I think that is also a reflection of what Jack would kind of like to do if he had the choice.
That chat they have in the pub is interesting because Jack's like, yeah, I'm in that situation where he fell through time. He's from the future. He's just the other way around. He's stuck in... We still don't know why he's in Cardiff. Because last time we saw him, he was in space. We've still got that whole element to find out about him. Yeah, I suppose Jack does understand, doesn't he? And has probably tried to do the same kind of thing as well, but he can't die, so he's in a sort of worse situation. Yeah, it's a bit of a downer. I don't know. In my mind, maybe obviously because it's the episode as well, I feel like they land and all this stuff is thrown at them and they're like, I can't cope. And then that's it. And they just give up straight away. That's just the episode and just how it is. But I feel like this takes place literally over like a few days and that's it.
Yeah.
It's not a long time. They're there and they're discovering stuff. I mean, John's intelligence is 41, higher than Diane, which I don't know. His stamina is 43, and his agility is 30. His fear factor is 7. So that probably, there we go. That's John.
No. So do you recognise him from anything?
No, I don't.
He's in The Crown.
Oh my God.
He is the Welsh tutor for Prince Charles.
Oh, yes. He looks like he's sort of that kind of actor for like historical stuff.
He's in a film. Oh God, it's a Welsh film, but it's called The Lighthouse. It's quite well known. Like, it's a sort of one of.
So he's like local sort of Welsh actor.
Yeah, but he's been in Star Wars, I think, as well.
Oh right, okay.
He's been in The Crown, so he's quite well known. He's a fellow at Welshcom. In
his story, actually, the bit where they stop off in the taxi and he wants to see the Millennium Centre, the stadium. And in my mind, and obviously that's an excuse because he wants to go off and find that road, which is Earl Street, which is still there exactly the same. I think that literally is that empty house still, probably. I was trying to think, would the stadium have been there?
No, I don't think so.
It's the Millennium Stadium because it was built on the Millennium, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
I forgot to look up.
Yeah, I think that's how it was funded, yeah.
Like, there must have been a stadium there before, maybe. Because I was trying to think, would he have known, like, in the 50s, would have there been something there? That's what I was just trying to think. Like, I meant to look it up before we started, but...
Because now it's the Principality Stadium.
Yeah, but I was just wondering, obviously it's must have been redone for the Millennium, but I just wondered
I think it was
there.
funded through, here we are, it was initially built to host the 1999 Rugby World Cup.
So there was nothing there before?
History. Till 1969, the Cardiff RFC and Wales both played their homes at the same pitch at Cardiff Arms Park. That, Cardiff Arms Park, Rugby Union Stadium, next to Wales Millennium Centre.
Oh yeah, because of course, because that little football thing next to it, that's always been there, because that is an episode of Treasure Hunt with Annika Rice in like the 80s. She lands in the helicopter and goes there. But I was just trying to think if the stadium would have been there in the 50s when...
Oh, no. And the National Stadium project established that a new stadium for international matches events was required. So this is in 69-70.
So they had that little football thing, but then next to that, I just wondered what it would have looked like.
They moved to the cricket ground. 84, the National Stadium. By 84, the National Stadium was opened. 94, a committee was set up to consider redeveloping the National Stadium.
Oh, so they started building it in 97.
Yeah. In 95, the WRU had been chosen to host the 99 Rugby World Cup.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was literally just like the other little thing before there, and then they built that next to it. Oh, okay. So in the 50s, I just wondered, the way he said it was like, I want to see what it looks like now, like he was a fan of it in the 50s, but I was thinking, no, that couldn't have been. Yeah, okay.
So I'm wondering whether he wanted, like, the stories, because it's next to Cardiff Arms Park, he wanted to see it because it's by the park.
See that, yeah. And then we get on to Emma, who I think is sort of the main one of these guys. She has the most stuff going on, I feel.
I just want you to know that people are more sexually aware these days. Then maybe you'll be more careful. Mum said that no man wants to marry soiled goods. Attitudes have changed. As long as it's safe and between two consenting adults, and no one cares. So, how many men have you done it with? A few. And were you in love with all of them? No. Sex can just be about having a good time together. If you're in the right mood, with the right guy, it's the best. No big deal. So, if I meet a boy and we get on and he wants sex, then you think I should let him? No, that's not what I said.
And you feel for her the most as well. I really like Emma.
I like Emma. You feel very sorry for her, don't you? She's the younger. Her initial thing is like, I've got to find a husband. And it's that sort of era, that time, and the innocence of that.
And this is where Gwen helps out a lot. And we see Reese. So she ends up...
Reese.
So we see Reese.
Right.
Good to bring him back. But then he gets pissed off with Gwen. I mean, it's a little bit... I liked all those like comedy business of her pretend, and all the funny looks that she gives.
Yeah.
And she has to talk with her about sex and stuff.
That's
like, there's
brilliant.
a lot of
the whole
great
talk with her about
stuff.
sex is brilliant. Yeah.
That was great. Because when they went out to that club, I was like, oh my God, no, this is like the Sex Gas all over again.
Yeah.
She was out there.
To be honest, I kept thinking something was going to happen to Emma.
Like bad? Okay. Like she wouldn't understand. Yeah, like...
Yeah, I thought something was going to happen and she would have some that would be sort of like her storyline would be like, I don't know, she'd, in her quest to find some sort of husband or settle, she would, go kissing with some guy and then suddenly it would go further and she wouldn't know what to do.
But she's got Gwen looking out for her. And it's happening, again, this is happening a few days literally before Christmas, apparently.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, people flying through time and all of that, the most unrealistic thing in this whole thing is Emma getting a coach on Boxing Day Like, I just don't think that would happen to London. I just don't think they run that much.
No, not in Wales anyway.
And you see the old bus station. Do you remember when it looked like that?
No. Do you know what? I never ever
saw it.
Station. No, never saw it.
I
It had already
remember
been
it.
pulled down by the time I got here.
Oh, really? I remember that exactly like that.
When it came on, I was like, I don't think that thing ever friggin' existed. I was like, when was this filmed? I never saw the bus station. That must have been filmed just before it was pulled down.
Well, yeah, because I didn't see it when I first came to Cardiff. It was there for a little while and then went maybe a year or so, not even that, before it was pulled down, yeah. But I remember it exactly.
I remember coming up. I remember going to the bus office and they had all the bus stops. We didn't have bus station, but they had all the bus stops up the road. That's what I remember.
And then, yeah, I love again when she gets all the sweets in Asda's. And she goes, and they're looking at all the different products and everything. That's good. I thought that was Asda's in the Bay, but according to but yeah, I think it is because obviously in real life, Yanto's got out of the car from the Bay and driven round the corner to the nearest Asda, which is that one. But on the locations website, it says it's Caerphilly.
No, that is definitely the Bay one.
Yeah, that is. I think that is the Bay.
As someone that lives and goes to it, that is the Bay one. That is 100. Literally, it's the first thing we said. You could see the other shops in the back. That is the Bay one.
Yeah. So it's wrong on the locations website, everybody. Don't go and take your photos outside Caerphilly.
That is the Bay one, 100%.
Yeah, of course Yanto's going to drive them there. He's not driving to Caerphilly.
God, no. Because I wondered initially, my initial thought was is it the Cantor, the Leckwith one?
Yeah, yeah.
But because that's obviously not far down from the stadium, I was like, no, that is even the doors, everything. I was like, that is the Bay one.
Yeah, that is
100% the one in the Bay.
And the fruit and veg is in the right place as well.
Everything about it is the Bay one. There's nothing about that isn't the Bay one. That is the Bay one.
I liked the scene where she gets on with the other girls in the hostel and stuff.
So
That's
for me, some of that I found a bit awkward. Again, I think it's just because I kept thinking something was going to happen.
Well, there's not much time. Like I say, we've got 3 separate stories all going on, and they don't know anything. And she's opening the tea bags and stuff and putting that kind of stuff. I would have liked to put more of that. I quite like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but we just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, I think again. I think I would have liked a little bit more time with the girls, all of the 4 of them.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be a bit, but I
think it would have been nicer to have had those girls sort of introducing those ideas a little bit more.
Because you think, Gwen tries to help, but then she gets that job in London and goes off straight away on Boxing Day. Let me just add, with nowhere to live in London, she gets on that coach. She ain't going to find anywhere to sleep that night in Boxing Day in London. And I know she's got a job starting the next day, but she's got it tough. Emma has got it tough doing that. But it's so great that
that's retail. Retail sales are on Mark. She's going to go and do
Boxing Day. I know.
She got the job.
Yeah, I know, but where's she going to stay? But you do feel happy for her when she goes off.
Oh, yeah, it all ends up by the end, there was kind of a calm of she'll be okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do. I think that's maybe that, you do worry for her throughout. And then when she goes off, yeah, you do feel that sense of relief. So what do you think about the Reese and Gwen stuff? Because we've got Reese being pissed off.
I saw the
Gwen.
next week one.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, bring it. Yeah.
Here we go. So that story is going to come up, isn't it?
I think it's been coming. I think something needed to come of it. Part of me was I didn't know whether it was going to conclude. And I think I would have been a little bit sad if it had just been it died off. And that's what happened for that character.
Yeah, because it was so intense before.
But also for her, I think there had to be some sort of do you know what I mean? And us as an audience, all right, we haven't seen Reese for a few weeks, but we've been introduced to this partner, this element of her life for quite a few weeks. And I know we hadn't seen him once this started without him. I think for us as an audience, to then him just suddenly to be back and now he's what? We're just supposed to be this is done. I don't know. I kind of feel something had to have come of it. And for her as well, I think it had to have some sort of, otherwise what's the point?
Yeah, because again, we haven't seen it for a few weeks because she hasn't really been that central. again, Torchwood is intruding in their lives. She's bringing Emma into the house.
Yeah.
You know, it's another big thing, and she's just done it without thinking. But I mean, she's doing it. I mean, in terms of just that thing, she's doing that as a kindness. I quite like that she brought Emma into her house. No, I really like this story. I just think it's nice to see. There's no massive action. There's no monsters or aliens or anything.
I liked it. It was just, like I say, I would say a good 40% of it I found really cringe. Cringe mainly because of Owen and what's her name.
Yeah, we didn't. It was the humping bit. I just didn't like.
And cringe because most of the time I thought something was going to happen to Emma, like bad. So I like.
But then
even when she's talking with those girls, I kept like I find it cringe, like because she's so out of time and they are like so different and don't know. I kept thinking something's going to happen, or I don't know. I just kept thinking something, and obviously nothing did, but I just kept expecting it.
They all watched Calamity Jane together and loved it.
I know, but I kept thinking something was going to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just spent this whole time thinking, like, well, what's going to happen?
But then at least
that's such an innocent character.
But that means that
you don't get the innocent characters in Torchwood.
No, but at least that means you see them as characters. They're coming across well if you are invested in that way, I suppose. I think they've acted all brilliantly. And the girl that plays Emma is in Lark Rise to Candleford. She's like the main star of that. She's brilliant in that, which she must have done just after this, I think. Because it's her and, what's her name, Julia Suala stars in that. You know, where they run the post office in like the countryside. I don't know if you've seen it.
I remember it being on. It being on.
Oh, because I bought the box set, you know, when we went.
That's why I think I remember this.
Yeah, I bought the box set really, really cheap. I got the whole, like, all series of Lark Rise to Candleford. It was like a £5.
Yeah.
There was that sort of DVD shop in St David's 2 that didn't last very long. It was there for a bit and it was like closing down, and there was a massive sale, and we went in after work one day and I was like, I'm buying all these DVDs, and that's when I bought it. It didn't last long at all. It was really small,
what it was.
like DVD shop, like sort of independent DVD shop sort of thing. It had like an upstairs.
Whereabouts was it?
It was upstairs in St David's 2, near.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Sort of along towards John Lewis Way.
Yeah. Now I remember it now, yeah.
She's definitely my favourite character from this one. She'd be getting a hero award if this was at Oscars. Everyday person doing something out of their comfort zone. She come through time. She got a job in London to do the Boxing Day sales. That is definitely a hero nomination for me. Definitely. And then, we see the trailer for next week. It's called Combat with Weevils.
Yeah, Weevils, which I think needed, again, that's something introduced in episode 1. We've had them, but not really, so needed to make a full comeback. We're sort of seeing, like, the repercussions of Owen and what's just happened with him. I think, like, there's a lot of things that are starting to tie up a little bit now. Which,
well, we know the characters really well now.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'll just mention as well before we go, I was just listening to a Torchwood audio earlier. I was in the Torchwood mood. As I am these days. And it was called SUV.
Right.
And it was Yanto and Tosh together in the SUV. Basically, it's an audio. It's just the two of them. And anyway, there's like a mist outside. They're in the valley. They're basically stuck in the SUV for most of the time. The SUV is voiced by Nigel Havers, by the way, in this audio. Nigel Havers.
Yeah, I know the name.
Oh, yeah, he's like a big... what's he in? Oh, he's like in all the classic sort of dramas. I can't really think of exactly what he's been in. Anyway, he's a well-known actor. Randomly, he's the voice of their SUV. But it must be set early on because they talk about, Jack sent us on this mission. Our appraisals are coming up. They mention their appraisals and it's like, oh, well, now Gwen's on board. We need to up our game sort of thing for our appraisals, which I thought was quite funny. So it's on their mind that that must be just after Gwen's arrived.
Yeah,
talking about, she's come in. It's a really great character piece between the two. And then the behind the scenes afterwards, the two actors, they're like, yeah, we're doing this. We're sharing a flat together at the moment. We're talking about living together.
What?
Like for a bit. Well, I don't know. While they're working on stuff or whatever, and they're like, and the actress that plays Tosh is like completely opposite to she's so like loud and like like chatting on these behind the scenes. I was so shocked. So it shows what a great actress she is. But they were saying how they get on. Yeah, they were like, oh, we've known each other forever. Yeah, we're living together at the moment. And yeah, anyway, I recommend from Big Finish Torchwood SUV. Everybody, that's my recommend of the week.
Recommended by Mark.
So I think that's it then. I think this is one of my favourites actually of the series. I'm going to say that. I know you don't like it. It's just I just like the idea of the story and the sort of the characters out of time. So,
like I say, I like the idea. I just found it too cringe.
Just as a thing, what is your favourite so far we've done in your mind?
Oh God, I should get an episode.
She loved Cyberwoman last time.
Let me just get an episode guide up. Probably Countryside.
Oh yes, okay, yeah, okay.
Probably Countryside.
I like Cyberwoman, Countryside, and this. So are my three.
I like Cyberwoman. I'm trying to remember which one Small Worlds was.
Oh, the fairies.
Oh yeah, it was probably Countryside and Cyberwoman for me, the top two so far.
We shall see how it goes. Not many left to go, everybody. You're counting them down. But anyway, we will see you all next week then for Combat. Oh, there's our plane. Are we going to get in the plane and go in the rift? Yeah, okay. Who's going to drive? Oh, Diane can drive us. Diane, start up the engine. I was going to say I don't know how many people can fit, but it must be able to fit 3 people in the plane.
At least so 3, Mark.
That's us 3. We're off.
We're off.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. And don't forget you can follow us on socials at Too Much New and at patreon.com. Too Much New. Bye.
Bye.
To watch who?